because your calculator will make very quick work of it. All right, so here is what you need to do. All right, you're gonna make a big matrix. And in that big matrix is gonna go every number in the problem. Every number. So 1, 1, -1, 2. 2, -1, 3, 14. And 3, 1, 1, 14. Now, recognize that the rows of the matrix are simply the equations, and the columns of the matrix are the variables. All right, so this is step one. You gotta write this down. Calculator's gonna do everything. The next thing you see is gonna be the answer. The calculator's gonna work it all out and spit out the answer. But you gotta write this down. All right, and then we're gonna let the calculator work its magic, and you're gonna write down the matrix that comes out of it. All right, so we know how to put this matrix in. Second matrix, over to edit. What are our dimensions? 3 by 4. And then we just start putting them in. It wasn't hard, it just took forever. Back in the day. Okay, we'll see you, Erica. Happy Easter. All right, who remembers what do we do after we get the matrix in? What do we do? We quit. We're done putting it in, it's in there, we're good. All right, now, go back in the matrix. Click over to math, not edit, math, and go all the way down that list until you find RREF. That is going to be the magic button.
RREF. With the parentheses?
RREF. Yep, click all the way down, press RREF. Now, you got to go back in and enter A. And then you need to close it, but you can. And then hit enter. And the matrix that comes out is this one. Okay? We're going to do another one here in a minute.
That's all this is.
For now, just hang on. Now remember, the rows represent the equations, and the columns represent the variables. So what does this actually say now? And there's an equals right here. What does this actually say? X equals 4. Y equals 0. And Z equals 2. So we'll write our answer as our ordered triples, unordered pair this time because we have 3 variables. But that's the answer to the question. RREF stands for reduced row echelon form. And that means the matrix comes out looking like this. That matrix is in reduced row echelon form. That's all there is to it. All right, let's try the next one. Now, be careful on the next one.
Whoa.
Because we actually have 4 variables. And I'm going to put them in the order they are in the equations. Okay? So I'm going to have a column of X's, Y's, Z's, W's, and numbers. Everybody good?
Yep.
All right, so top equation. 1x, 1y, negative 1z, 0w, and 4? No x, a y, no z, a w, and a negative 4? You've got to be organized. Putting a 0 in the wrong spot will give you the wrong answer. 1x, negative 1y, no z's, no w's, 1. 1x, no y, 1z, 1w, 1. How does that look to everybody?
Fantastic.
Fantastic. Second matrix, edit. How big is this one?
Real good.
4 by 5? Once you get it in, you're going to quit and then go back in. So second matrix, click over to math, and then all the way down to RREL, and then back into matrix A. Oh yeah, but they're not bad decimals.
No.
So zoom out like it's supposed to. Now, there is nothing, everybody get this?
Yes.
There is nothing wrong, nothing at all wrong with these decimals. You could certainly leave them in decimal form. However, if you got one that had long decimals, it just kept going, remember we can fix that by math frac, and then it will turn these decimals into fractions, so you don't have to round them off. But these are fine, those are fine decimals. Right, how do you feel about that? Okay? Ready to try one on your own? Let's try C. On our own.
I want to try B. Wait. Guys, sorry, it's not.
What's it all themselves?
You are literally doing nothing.
Yeah.
So you need to make sure on test or quiz day, you're writing down the matrix you're putting in, you're telling me what button you press, and you're writing down the matrix that comes out. You gotta at least do that much. this matrix look like what you guys got out?
Yeah.
Alright, there's something fishy, I want to go back to the one we just did and the one we did before that. Remember, each row is an equation. Each column is a variable. So this top row literally says 1x, no y's, no z's, no w's equals 4.5. So that's why x equals 4.5. Does that make sense to you? Okay? This bottom row is very problematic. This bottom row literally says what? No x's, no y's, no z's, add up to nothing. Okay? True or false? No x's plus no y's plus no z's equals 0. True or false? That's a true statement. So how do I interpret it in terms of getting an answer? Very simply, no. Very simply, I say z is whatever z is. Z can be anything. In this case, z had to be negative 7.5. But if we're saying 0z equals 0, then doesn't that mean z can be anything? Okay, and we express that like this. Now, this equation literally says y plus 3z is negative 13, which means y is negative 13 minus 3z. I can't do anything else other than that because I don't know what z is. Now, if you told me z is 5, then I could figure this out. If z is 4, then this would be something else. There are infinitely many answers to this question. All right, let's look at the top equation. It says x minus 4z is 23. That's what the top equation says. So what is x? 23 plus 4z? Now why did this happen? Because the bottom row disappeared. Now how in the world do I write my answer? Well, it's very simple. Each answer, x, y, and z, has two parts. Each answer has a number and a z. So x is 23 plus 4 z's. 23 plus 4 z's, that came from the top equation. Now what about y? What's y? Negative 13 minus 3z. This one looks a little different. There's one z. I know there's one z. What's the number? Isn't this the same as 0 plus 1z?
Yeah.
And that's my solution. Infinitely many answers. If Michael said I want z to be 1, and Alden said I want it to be 2, and Jimmy said I want it to be 3, would you all be able to come up with an answer?
We should.
But it would be different. Everybody would have a different answer. All right, one more. Let's do that last one. I don't know what's gonna happen. We might have to finish it. Let's see. If it turns out nice, we'll be done. If it turns out like this one, we won't be able to finish it for lunch. So you'll have to wait in anticipation until we're back together. Michael, why do you let me do this all by myself?
Because I'm not.
This one, unless I type it fast, so I don't know. I'm gonna math bracket.
Well, the bottom's all zeros.
Oh, shoot. Shoot. We don't have time to do that. But we pick up that next
Oh,
one.
you think about all Easter?
Hang on, I know you'll be worried about it all Easter. I want to check on something. Okay, I am assigning the 7-3 homework because there is not a problem like this in it. And the rest of 7-3 is done. So 7-3 homework will be due on Wednesday. All right? Have a good Easter. I will see you all. And congratulations, Jackson.
I hope you have a great weekend.